Good afternoon. Thank you for joining me back in the office. Lots of noise happening outside in the yard, so I'll go and find out what that is later. But anyway, just I thought I'd touch base on a client I've been to today. And I don't think it's that difficult, but I wanted to share it with you to try and get your opinion. I believe that a business should reverse engineer what it does. Now, I'll explain that to you. You set up a business for a couple of reasons. A, you want to do something different. You want to bring something to the market, whatever. But you need to understand your customers. And fundamentally, this is where the reverse engineering comes in. You need to know who the customers are that are going to buy your product or your service. And then you need to target them. So understand who they are and what they are, fundamentally. And I had this today. Now, I work pacifically with the haulage industry, the transport industry, and the sporting industry, as you can probably gather. But it's understanding who those customers are. So take the two clients today. One was a sports venue. Fundamentally, the only people that can turn up at a sports venue today are self-employed, retired, or financially able people. If you're going to turn up to a sporting venue during the middle of the week, chances are you haven't just booked it as a day off just to go practicing and. So fundamentally, you're looking at a high-end customer. You need to understand where they are. Most of them aren't on Facebook, to be fair, but there's certain places you can market to them. The same with the transport industry. There is absolutely no point marketing Lamborghinis at Tesco car park or the local shopping precinct or the local, pretty much of a waste of time. But when you understand the customer, you understand the customer you're aiming for. Now, in both clients today, they are, in theory, financially stable, got time, whether they're self-employed, whether they're brokers, whether they're whatever, they are financially set. So we know that about them. We roughly know the age because of the sporting venue, a little bit younger for the sports cars. But in theory, we know who they are and what they are. Now we can go and market to them. Like I've just said, you don't put Lamborghinis at a Tesco car park. Lamborghinis are the Gold Cup, the Newmarket, the Destination Dubai with the horses, the Goodwood Festival of Speed, stuff like that. High-end customers, high-end venues. The same in some respects with the sporting venue. You're looking at a different demographic, a different geographic. So although you're going to say, and that's irrelevant, my business sells widgets. Okay, well, sell a widget. But understand the customers you want. If you want a specific customer, then you take your product to those particular customers. But what I'm trying to get you to do is reverse engineer it. Understand the customer you want. Then take a step in their shoes and go, what do they want? What do they want from me? They want to buy my product. Right, what else do they want to buy from me? Are they buying into the business? Are they buying into the service? So take it into perspective. And this is something that we've had in the motor trade. The higher end cars, majority of them go back to main dealers to be serviced. The lower end cars tend to go your man on the corner to be looked after and repaired and whatnot. So you aren't aiming your business at a set of customers. You're more than likely this is your customer base, but you need to know that. So just think about reverse engineering everything. Understand the customers you want, and then go and put yourself in their shoes and understand who they are and what they are. What do they do? Now, it was quite easy today, and you're going to say, and you're giving us an easy scenario. Custom made shirt. Fairly obvious. I'm into my motorcycling. Bespoke shirt for somebody like me. I can afford to go to the venue. I can afford to do business. I can go and afford to socialise. I'm not necessarily on Facebook all the time to see any adverts, but where I am reading and where I am looking, that kind of message will get to me. So when I'm flying in and out, I'm using a VIP lounge or an executive lounge. So put your advertising there if you're going for a high-end client. If you're not going for a high-end client, you will know that. So back to where we were again. What I'm trying to get you to understand, and it was this client today, is that there's a specific customer coming into your business. You need to understand them. You need to know what they do, where they go, where they're kind of who they are and what they are scenario. When you can understand that, you can target your marketing, your advertising, your brand, your business development to that geographic and demographic of people. So in some respects, bear that in mind. You can see me with this shirt. You don't get one of these off the high street. But therefore, high street marketing, I'm not in the high street. And certain other customers and clients and friends and connections, we're like that. So it then makes you think, if I want to have your money, which is basically what a customer is to you, they're a money source, they're paying the wages, they're paying the bills. Who is that customer? Where does that customer go? What does that customer like to do in a bubble? How do I market to that customer? Reverse engineer everything, which is what I've been trying to do with the customers and the clients I've got today. Understand who your clients are, who your customers are, reverse engineer it, and then come back to what you do, how you do it, who you do it for, and what is your legacy. Leave any comments below. Tell me what you think. Tell me what you'd like to hear my views on, if any, and I'll talk to you soon.